Everybody wants to know what I would say if Predator Badlands wasn't good. Well, I guess we'll never know because Predator Badlands was just one hell yeah brother after another. There's not enough honey in the universe to pour on Dan Trachtenberg because this man does not miss. And now he's 3 for 3 because this movie got me ready to run through a brick wall, man. Which roughly translates to if you don't agree, you can't tell this youch to nothing. But if you couldn't already tell, I just got done watching Predator Badlands, and I'm going to be giving you my honest, spoiler-free thoughts of the movie. And then I'll have a spoiler section where I briefly touch upon some spoilers. But either way, me and you know what we got to do. We got to talk about it. And going into Predator Badlands, I had pretty high expectations, just given the fact that Dan Trachtenberg had just delivered us Predator Killer of Killers, and before that, Prey, which are two of my favorite films in the franchise, if not the two best films in the entire Predator franchise. And then when we found out that Predator Badlands, by the way, take a shot every single time I say Predator in this review. Don't. You will meet your ancestors. When we found out that Predator Badlands was going to be doing something the franchise has never done before and having the Youch to actually be our main protagonist, that already is breaking new ground for the franchise, and it had me excited because I don't have to watch the Youch to die at the end. And then as we started getting more information about how this is following a runt in a Youch to clan named Deck, who has to go on this ultimate hunt to prove his worth to his father, going to a new mysterious planet with a whole bunch of dangerous animals that really feels a lot like Pandora from the Avatar movies, I was locked in. And I'm happy to report after watching the movie, it is a fucking banger. It's probably the most badass movie of the year. And Predator Badlands brings something new and fresh to the franchise, completely flipping the tone on its head. No more is it a B action horror flick focused on humans trying to survive a Youch to hunt, where the humans end up winning in the end. I've seen some people say that it's not a survival movie, but that's just cap. It's just reversed. It is still a survival film, but now it's about the Youch trying to survive this new dangerous planet. And it's much more action adventure focused. It's a bit of a swashbuckling feeling to it that I think breathed new life into this franchise. That might detract the OG 87 Predator fans away from it though. I've been sitting with my feelings a lot with this movie, and the best way that I can describe it is a video game movie that's actually fucking good, or a movie that should have a tie-in video game. And you could just see all the various influences throughout. What this film does for the Predator franchise is kind of what James Cameron did to T2, in that the first Terminator movie was like just a straight up horror, but the second one was a big action adventure flick with the villain from the previous movie now a hero. But on top of that, mixing it with elements from like super popular video games with giant boss fights like the Shadow of Colossus or God of War, you really feel that boss fight energy when he attacks the Callus, which is the trophy that he's trying to bring back to his clan to prove his worth. But there's more to this Callus than meets the eye. I mean, this shit looks legit like it was ripped from the Shadow of Colossus. And Dan Trachtenberg is a big video game fan, so I feel like those little influences were on purpose. And I said this to my fiance when I came home last night, but it also kind of reminded me of like a reverse Finding Nemo. You'll kind of get what I mean by that when you watch the film. It's like this journey that this person goes on, meets a bunch of strange characters along the way. But at the core center of the film is this struggling relationship between a father and a son, but obviously a lot of different reasons in this movie than Finding Nemo. Another way I would describe this movie is the best Star Wars movie we've gotten since The Last Jedi. If you love The Mandalorian, I think you'll love